Welcome back. Now, the Nigerian informal sector contributes in no small measure to the country's economy. Thriving majorly on the sale of goods and services, it takes a huge part of the burden of unemployment off the government, as a significant number of Nigerians eke out their income from this largely unregulated sector of the economy. Now, to further put this in perspective, the International Monetary Fund says Nigeria's informal sector accounted for around 65% of the country's GDP in 2017. But now, the growth of this big sector is now being threatened by the coronavirus pandemic. In this next report, you will see how a small business owner is coping in these very difficult times.
This was Maknisi Collections workshop before the lockdown in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. It was a beehive of activities for the over 20 staff who work here. The company specializes in the production of handbags, footwears and gift items with African fabrics and leather. But things are not the same anymore. All of Nwosisi's staff are now forced to remain at home while their tools lie idle, begging to be used. Like many other entrepreneurs across the country, this pandemic caught Nwosisi unawares, and she's now counting her losses.
We spent most of our funds that we had trying to stock up on different materials that we needed for the new year, and then obviously just before March was here, we had to close down. So it's really taking a toll on our finances, on business coming in. A lot of people obviously still show interest in all our products, but obviously you know how logistics has been very slow. We can't deliver stuff like we normally did. Really and truly is taking serious effect on our business.
With the low sales and decline in revenue, Nwosisi's greatest worry right now is how to keep up with the payment of salaries without having to lay off some of her workers. She's longing for a miracle and hoping for some kind of government intervention to prevent this from happening.
I pray that the government really looks up to businesses like us and creates maybe policies and ways they can intervene and help us as well to keep our staff. Because imagine me laying off some of my people. That would really be terrible, and that's not what the foundation of business is. But it would be me checking reality by the end of this month or by next month and saying, oh, what am I going to be able to do?
It is not certain how long it will take the country to come out of this situation, but small business owners believe more local patronage can help relieve their pains on time.
If we had a lot of support by our people buying more of what we do, is probably going to help us come out of this faster. So I hope there's some kind of campaign or some kind of policy that's going to come out about encouraging local entrepreneurs, buying Nigerian after this, and then we're looking forward to hear about maybe some kind of relief packages that they're going to give businesses like us who take on obviously maybe more than 10, 15 staff.
But now being joined on the program by a small business owner who is a fashion designer, Ignatius Ikuku, joins us from another part of Lagos now. Ignatius, thank you very much for joining us on the program. First off, tell me how this whole COVID-19 issue now and the subsequent lockdown now, how it's affecting your business.
Thank you, Mr. DEJI. I will start by saying that the lockdown is a general thing that has to do with all the companies, and we shut down a week before the government lockdown started. And most of the work we do currently, nobody's wearing any clothes, everybody's at home. So definitely we just have to stay at home and also take care of our families as well.
And you surely do not have any idea when business is going to come back for you?
Nobody knows because for my workers, some of them traveled outside the states. Even as the demand for the face masks came up, I couldn't even get them to come back to station to work for us to produce face masks. We normally don't do face masks, but as a case...
We're definitely going to talk about that face mask issue. I'm going to take that up with you. But
okay.
now, give us a sense of how many how many people actually work for you on a typical day?
I have 12 workers who work for me on normal days. And we do daily production, but we have to stop all that because of the COVID-19.
And as we speak, because your firm is closed, of course, all your workers are at home. They've not been working now for the past 3 or 4 weeks now?
No. We stopped work almost a month now. We stopped work a week before the government did the lockdown, because I wanted them to go home and also take care of their families, get them food to eat and all that. So, but unfortunately, I thought it was something that was going to take a short time, but we've gone 1 month down the line and we're still counting. Nobody knows when it's going to stop.
Now, in terms of, if we want to quantify this now in terms of Naira and Kobo, within this period now, how much would you say your business has actually lost?
I can't say for sure. All I know is that we have a steady production that we always work on, and we do an average of 15 to 25 clothes every day, because what we do is our natives, they call South or senators. That's what we produce. So we do an average of 20 to 25 every day. And as it stands now, we've not been working for the past 1 month. So if you calculate, you will find out that if you times 25 pieces in a day times almost 24, 25 days in a month that we've not worked, you will be able to know how much we've lost.
How worried are you now that, up till this moment, we've still not been able, because you look at the numbers of those affected keep going up almost on a daily basis, and we're not even sure that this lockdown now would not be extended. How important is it for you now, and for your business as well, for business to come back, for things to get back to normal, so that your business can pick up again?
For now, the borders are closed, and no plane moves to anywhere. It's just like, even people in Nigeria here, nobody's wearing any clothes, nobody's going to any function. So what we should all focus on is how to save the people, how to save the nation. I prayed at this forum, we're going to use it to sensitize people, to also talk to the authorities, to see tellers as also essential workers. Because now, in other countries of the world that I've seen, that I've watched the documentaries on how they manage their issues, most of them, the tellers are all working. They are also doing productions of the face masks and other things that the tellers can do in order to help to curb the situation that we're in. There's a country that they showed on Channels Television this afternoon. They've been able to reduce, to curb the rising number of people going down. And the major thing they said they did is they've put a law that everybody who has to go to the street, everybody who has to go outside the house must wear a face mask. Let me say I have it, and the next person doesn't have it. So what we need to do is, I'll protect myself, and also the person will protect himself. Even if he has it and I don't have it, it will not pass on to me. But if I don't have a face mask and the person in front of me doesn't have a face mask, and I have it, I'll pass it on to him. So I think way forward is this. All tellers, come back to work. Let's look like the pattern. I got it from a friend. I don't produce face masks, but I have to call friends who have seen that started producing. I call them. I also call my workers. Everybody has to come back. We have to look at how we can get it done. We need to produce more than 10 million face masks within a very short period of time.
Has the Lagos State government gotten across to you, for instance, to produce to make face masks? Because I know the government says it was. The governor actually said that the government was going to get across to some fashion designers, tailors across the state. Did the governor or did the government of Lagos State actually get across to you to start producing face masks?
No, actually, I've not gotten any call from the Lagos State government. But you said? First, I first of all want to get when I got the pattern day before yesterday, I called my workers to get back to work. What I want to do is to save myself first. I'll make up to 1,000, distribute to my people where I live, my street people around me, then I will give to my club people for them to be safe. If I must go out, I must be with them. So let me guard the area where I am. Then I will now look at how we can produce for the larger number of people, because some companies are calling in, some individuals are calling in, they want it for their families. So that's what we intend to do.
So how do you intend to get your workers back since there's a lockdown?
Today, since a month now, I've not gone outside the house. I've been locked indoors. But if you can see, this is what I have. This is mine. I made this one. With this, I've guarded myself as well. So with this, we are good. But if I am talking and having this on, I'm fine. So, but for my workers, I had to go to Bega today to go and get one of the workers that lives in Mowe. I told him to take a bus to Bega. He stopped at Bega. They didn't allow the bus to come through, but I told him to walk by. And when the police caught him, I spoke to the policeman and told him that this is what they're going to do. So he came out at the BRT bus stop, and I went there to pick him and brought him back. So he's in the factory now working.
Finally, let me ask you, for how long do you think you as a businessman and your business as well, for how long do you think you'll be able to hold on?
We don't have any option now as we speak. Nobody's wearing clothes, and I don't expect anybody to start dressing up with what we make and sit in the house. So I think what we need to do in the next 2 months, the next 3 months, as the case may be, is to focus on producing what our people can be saved with, which is the face mask. We just need to produce a large number and be able to give to the people.
All right. Ignatius, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. On DEJI 360, we don't just ask the questions. What is wrong with amending the Constitution the way the National Assembly members have been doing it? We seek answers.
Constitution is constituent. Our problem is not lack of laws. Our problem is lack of the willpower to implement our laws.
Answers that provide clarity.
While we negotiate, we should try to make it a point that the girls must be complete.
The clarity you need to make informed judgment so that you can make the right decision and take action. People are saying it is you politicians that are responsible for this, that you are the reason why this is happening.
All these dullards that call themselves governors in this country?
I wish we had people like Tony at the National Assembly.
God forbid that I go to join that band.
DEJI 360, providing clarity to issues.